Welcome to the GMAT ToolKit, the best-selling GMAT test prep application from the Apple Store. We're going to cover the OG Tracker, which is a tool you can use with the GMAT Official Guide series of books for the GMAT. And what this tool allows you to do, first of all, it lets you conveniently record your answers to all the different sections of this guide. So here, for example, are all of the different sections of questions in the Official Guide 12th edition. But more importantly, it lets you focus on those areas of the book and those questions where you need the most improvement. So I'm going to go into the diagnostic text section of the book. So I'm going to start with question 1, and whenever I'm ready, I hit the green flag to begin, and it starts counting down how long I'm taking to answer the question. So whenever I'm ready with the answer, I select the checkered flag and I choose my answer, and then it goes on to the next question. If I want to pause, I can pause, and then I can start again. I'm ready to answer this one, and there I go. And question 3, here we go. 4, just going to fill in a few right here. On question 6, I'm not really sure, so I'm just going to guess. And I'm going to guess A. And on question 7, I'm also going to guess, but I'm going to guess B. And I'm going to pause for now. And as you can see, for now, I've gotten 8 questions answered. By the way, if I want to start again, I don't have to go to question 8. I can start with question 10 if I want to, or anywhere in the test. But for now, I'm going to stop. And this, right so far, provides me with a summary of all the questions I've answered, whether I have them right or wrong. And I can sort this. So I can look at the questions that have taken me the longest to answer, or the ones that I got wrong, or the ones where I guessed. Now, especially for the questions that I guessed on or got wrong, it's really helpful to look at what the right answer is and an explanation for that answer, which is where this light bulb comes in. This is an explanation which shows you what the solution should be, why that's the right solution, and sometimes it'll also give you a shortcut for how to more quickly answer this type of question. If you want to have even more in-depth explanations, we have a partnership with Manhattan GMAT that has a companion guide to the official guide, and they have experienced test tutors that provide really in-depth explanations to these questions. I'm going to back out right now. Just to let you know, not all of these questions have an explanation. Some of them don't, but there's an official answer. It'll show you that while you answered C, the real answer was B, the correct answer. Beyond that, just to give you a quick overview, this toolbar up here shows me that I've answered 7 out of 100 questions so far, that I'm doing it in the diagnostic test section. It's taking me 6 seconds per question to answer, and in total I've taken a little over half a minute to answer these questions. Now, if I want to only answer a specific type of question, I can click on the search tool, and I can search for any one of these types of tags that are associated with the question. So I can look for statistical questions, for example. I'll just type in stat, and it'll find, for me, all the questions with stat in the descriptors. So now I only have the questions that have statistics and the keywords, and there are actually 6 of them. It tells me right up here. And I can go on and I can answer more statistical questions. So I can go into question 8 and choose my answer there, and so forth. But I'm going to pause for now, actually. I'm going to stop this. The other thing is I can re-answer an existing question, so that if I, say, answer this one something differently, I can stop that, and this will actually show me that while I have it wrong this time, it'll show me a history of how I did the prior times at the bottom of that button. So the little red line there shows me that I got it wrong the last time too. Not very encouraging, but it can help me keep track of my history with these questions. And this little dot up here shows me that I answered this question in the kind of my latest session, whereas question 8 I had answered in some prior session. There are just a few other little cool tools here that you can use while you're answering questions. There's a calculator that you can use. There's also a scratch pad where you can scribble and write numbers and so forth. I'm gonna head out of that. And finally, if you really hate this section, you can delete all the answers. So you can click on here and delete. But I would caution you that actually saving all your answers is a great thing, because then it allows our tool to show you where you're doing better and where you're doing worse, and what you really have to focus on. And retaining that information is very important. So I'm going to back out for now, And here, kind of on the screen with all the different sections from this book, it shows me for the different sections I've taken what my progress is so far, and of the questions I've answered, how many I've answered correctly. So I've got half of them right for the diagnostic test. I also have a lot of questions left that I can answer. I can also delete all of the results from the book itself overall versus just that section if I wanted to. I'm going to back out now, and on this main screen there are two things I wanted to talk about. First, on the top right here is a way of exporting and importing your answers. So if you do choose to erase stuff, I would encourage you to export your results first. And then finally, there's a really neat feature that was actually suggested to us by one of our users called the tag cloud. It shows you how your answers look overall. So it shows you for all the different types of questions on this test, which ones are really prevalent, those are the ones with big letters, and which ones really don't happen very often, like the sequences thing right here. It also shows you in green which sections you've got mostly right, and in red which sections you've got mostly wrong. The white ones are kind of indeterminate in the middle. So what that shows me is that while I haven't been doing well in statistics, it's not as important as arithmetic, where I've actually been doing quite well, so I should feel encouraged. But I should focus on geometry more than statistics if I really care, because geometry is slightly more important than stats. Also, if I continue to click on this color button, it can show me which answers have taken me longer than they really should. So anything beyond about 1.5 to 2 minutes, you want to try to do quicker, and this will show you which of those questions you need to focus on. And then finally, under the color button, it also shows me which sections I've covered completely and which sections I really have to work on more. So the interpretation section I've done a good job of covering, arithmetic not so much, so I really need to explore that section more. I can also focus on which book I'm looking at, what period of time my answers are coming from, so whether I did them in the last 24 hours or in the last week or the last month, I can choose with this button, and then I can look at problem-solving questions, I can look at reading comprehension, I can look at critical reasoning, and so forth. So I'm going to back out of here for now, and this is basically it. This is the OG tracker from the GMAT ToolKit. So hope you enjoyed this explanation, and good luck.